Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time and your energy. And if you're new here, welcome. Let's see what the universe got for us today. We have wisdom. I like that. What is this saying, Gemini? This is saying be wise, right? Utilize your wisdom. Now, if something goes the wrong way, if something happens that you didn't want, that's wisdom right there, right? That is experience. You are going to learn something, right? But that's only if you are wise enough to look at it that way instead of getting upset or getting mad about it, right? The main thing is about utilizing wisdom. We have satisfaction. So that's what I'm getting, right? You are going to have experience, gain satisfaction because of your wisdom, right? Something like you are going to make wise decisions. You are going to be wise enough to see opportunities, to take opportunities, to create opportunities. It's going to bring lots of satisfaction emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, right? We have independence. You know, I feel like this satisfaction is part of this independence, right? You are going to get so much and feel so much from being independent, right? From becoming independent. And I feel like that is the wisdom that we are talking about here, right? This is beautiful. Yes, this is talking to me about more about business, right? More about business. I mean, yeah, pretty much business, because that's pretty much what's all about, right? Doesn't matter what you do, it's about the business. Like, I mean, if you're a doctor, right? That's your service. You go out and you do what the doctors do, and you are that, right? You become that. That's your service, and you get paid, right? You get paid, and with that money that the doctors get paid, that the doctor's able to be independent with everything that they have, right? Their car, their home, right? Let me give you an example, right? Mm, okay, here's an easy one. Thank you. As soon as I got it, it's like it removed, right? So it's about a machine, right? It's the machine they have at the gas stations, right? I mean, you can find them in other places, like 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 where they repair cars, right? Maybe even at a dealership you can find those. But the machine I'm talking about is that air machine, right? For the tires. It's almost like you are dependent on that for every time your tires get low, right? Every time your tires need air, right? They go a bit flat. You go to the gas station and fix it, fill it up, right? You get air at that machine, right? So it's about, this is beautiful, Jamal, because it's almost like you are going to be able to utilize your wisdom, right? It's almost like you have been gaining wisdom and most of the wisdom that we gain is from experience, and a lot of it is from bad experiences, right? But that's how you gain the experience and the wisdom. So the wisdom comes with that. So now you have gained this amount of wisdom where you see things different now. You're able to pick up things, right? You're able to listen to different things, understand different things, right? Before you used to not understand certain things, and now you do because you accumulated this wisdom, right? So because now you have this wisdom, you are going to be able to make different decisions, right? Make changes, right? Because you are wise now. Remember, you are wise. So now you are even thinking as a wise person. Now you are acting as a wise person. Now you are living life and thinking, right, as a wise person. That is creating satisfaction, right? Because it's almost like changing your whole life. It's like now you are being a wise person. And the wise person keeps getting wiser, right? Because the wise person is going to get more information, get more educated. The wise person is going to take care of themselves, right? That is going to create satisfaction. At the same time, that satisfaction is attracting, right? This is so much, and it's lovely. There's a lot going on here, right? So because everything is changing, right? Because you are a wise person and everything is changing, right? It's almost like every time you used to make a right, and now because you are wise, you have gained this wisdom. Now you know, it's like, wait, why am I making a right? I should be making a left. This whole time I should have been making but see, you don't get in an argument with yourself. You don't hit yourself, right? You don't hit yourself on the head and be like, why didn't I? No, you are wise. Remember, a wise person is patient with themselves. So you're like, oh, let me just make a left then, and boom, it's like something changes. Like it's like the change is drastic, right? It's big, it's noticeable, you feel it, other people feel it and see it, right? And so you make a left, and you notice all of that, and that gives you so much satisfaction. It's almost like a whole load of happiness just falls on you, boom, like whoa, just from making that simple decision of making a left, right? So you continue to do this, right? It's almost like you go throughout your day, but now as a wise person, right? and you continue to make those little changes, and you continue to get more satisfaction, right? So you get to the point of independence, right? And now let's get to the example I was giving. That independence, Gemini, is instead of you going to the gas station to get air from the machine they have there, right? Or to another place to where to the repair, to the mechanic, right? You, because of all these changes, it's almost like, again, your whole life is changing, but to the better, right? Now it's almost, you get to the point where you can afford a whole machine. Got it, right? You get to the point where you can afford the whole machine and put it right next to your house, or in the garage, or behind your house in the backyard, something like that. Right? Now you don't have to go to the gas station to get air. Now you have it at home. Now it's convenient. Now it's there, right? It saves you time, it saves you money, it saves you energy, right? And that's just an example, but it's the wisdom, Gemini, the wisdom and the gaining satisfaction and independence. Oh my goodness. Let's clarify, Gemini. What is this wisdom, right? Where are you utilizing your wisdom? How are you going to utilize your wisdom? We have the hermit. Wow. So the hermit the hermit is the wisest man, right? The person, the energy is wisdom, right? The hermit is someone, it's an old soul. The hermit is someone that's been through everything, felt everything, experienced everything. We have stagnation, right? But it's the animal is getting out of stagnation. The hermit is someone who goes within, right? Collects information, collects that knowledge and brings it out. You see, with the wisdom we have an owl. It's almost like a message, the messenger, right? And the message is wisdom. It's pretty much saying it's the owl dropping a letter, but you know, the owl representing wisdom. So it's like wisdom is sending a message to someone, right? The message is nothing but wisdom. It's like the purest, it's like the juice of wisdom, right? It's almost like it comes directly from the hermit, like the wisest person ever. Like that, the hermit represents wisdom itself, right? And that's what I'm saying. Wow, that is so beautiful. Wow. Wow. That is so beautiful. You know, as I'm going through this moment, as I'm feeling that I'm watching a big, beautiful yellow butterfly, and the wind picks up, it's like presence, you know, presence of the divine, of good spirits, of nature itself, of 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 the creator, right? But it's almost like that creator is within the mix. The creator is everything. It's beautiful. So getting back to the reading, Gemini, you know, it's magical. It really is. It's almost like you start reading the letter, and there's a bunch of suggestions, and you start, you know, applying them, you start trying them, and that's how you are able to make a left when you always will make a right, right? It was almost something natural. You didn't even thought about it. You would just make a right, just like, oh, like, yeah, this is like, it's like, what? I never thought about it. And all of a sudden you make a left because of this letter. It's almost like, maybe it doesn't say like that. It doesn't say, the letter doesn't say, hey, make a left here, you know, like, but you pick up something that allows you to try something different, try a different way, and you do, and that brings lots of satisfaction because it brings change, right? You feel it, you see it, you experience it. It's beautiful. And the more you try, the more you believe it, the more you believe the letter, the more you believe the message. It's almost like, this is what I'm getting, okay, Gemini, this is important and this is beautiful. It really is. It's almost like that the universe, talking about everything, right? Not just the world, not just the galaxy, I'm talking about the universe, like, and maybe there's multiple universes, right? And of course, like I'm talking about everything, right? God, let's put it that way. God picked. It's almost like the God has a team of wise people, right? Like the most brilliant, wise people ever, right? That ever lived in history. God has a team, right? Full of them. Each of them unique, but they are wise, and they were just like examples for humanity. It's almost like God is picking the best, and is telling that person, God is telling the most, uh, his best player, right? The wisest person ever. And God is being like, I need you to write a letter to Gemini. Give him your best words, your give him your best words, your best message, your best advice, your best suggestions. Give them the blueprint. And the person is like 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 the one you showed me, like the one. and and God, the universe is like the one. All right, say less. And they start writing the letter. They send it. The owl, right? The owl sends it. And even the owl, I don't know. The owl has like a big tag, or the owl can speak. I don't know. But the owl makes sure that the one that's receiving the message knows that the letter comes from the most wise person ever that ever existed. So this is why the one that received the message is almost like, whoa, okay, like that was strange, right? Especially if the owl did speak. Oh, that was like, is this real? Like, did the owl just said that to me, right? Or even if the owl didn't speak, the owl had like a big tag saying, this letter comes from the most wise person ever, right? Sent directly from God, like something like that, right? So this is why the receiver, the one that's receiving that, it's almost like, whoa, like what? Like why that's unusual. Like this don't happen. Like what? So again, I feel like Gemini, you are that person, right? You are that person, and you start doing it. You follow the blueprint. You are following the letter, right? The suggestions that you are picking things up. The say there's lots of quotes, right? With truth and with gold, with amazing knowledge and information, and you are picking it up. You are understanding it, which is creating huge change in your life. There's lots of satisfaction, and again, when there's satisfaction, you only attract more satisfaction. So it's a beautiful dance, it's a beautiful mix, it's a beautiful experience. Under satisfaction, we have the two of wands, and that's the world on the palm of your hand. You got the world. You have the vision, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. No, it's almost like for example, if you ever wanted to travel the world, just know that. I mean, Gemini, I think you do, and I feel it. Some of you are already doing it. Some of you are exploring the world already. Some of you are traveling the world, right? But again, satisfaction, right? It's almost like, wow, you are able to create satisfaction all over the world, right? Not just a home, not just your hometown, not just your state, not just your country, all over the world. Why? Because you are following this blueprint sent from the divine, sent from God, from the most wise person that ever existed, right? and you are following. You are getting inspired. You are getting motivated. You are taking action, right? And you are noticing the changes. Things are changing in big time in a positive way. That is only in a way pushing you for independence, right? And yes, of course, Gemini. Some of you already are there. Some of you are there already, looking beautiful, attractive, secure, independent. Like, you guys are already there, right? But some of you, like, this is your destiny, pretty much. Independence, and I mean that in every single aspect, in every single way, right? Spiritually, mentally, right? Mentally meaning like being free of doubt, of worry, of negativity, right? Even though negativity is part of life, and we can get into all of that, but it's about being free, right? Being free, being able to have a clear mind, being able to think, being able to create with your own mind. I'm talking about that independence, and it's beautiful. Of course, this is the money, right? Money, independently, being able to create your own opportunities, as well as take advantage of the opportunities that come to you, right? So under independence, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. I love this because this is the energy of not having to compete, right? It's almost like, I don't have to compete. I don't have to race with you, right? I'm independent. And again, independence in every single way, right? I feel a lot of liberty, a lot of freedom, right? And again, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna say it again. In every single way, right? There's no need to compete. I don't need to try to sell this to you, right? I don't need to try to compete with you. I don't need to race against you. I don't need to be involved in that. I'm not competing. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's almost like I already have a formula that is working for me, that honestly, the divine sent me. Like, that divine sent it to me directly, and it's working for me. I don't need to compete. I'm good. I'm independent. Like, you don't have to say that I'm independent every single time, but that's what I'm trying to say. And Gemini, it's beautiful because some of you are just watching me and smiling. That's what I'm getting. Some of you are just watching me and smiling because you are smiling, because you are there. You are there. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly how I'm feeling right now. You know exactly how it feels. And it's beautiful. Just because of that, I'm going to do one more. We have the Two of Swords. So I like that. I like that. And this is something you already know, Gemini. Whether you are there independently, right? Or whether you are about to get there, right? You already know this Two of Swords. This Two of Swords right here, it's about not even having to look anymore. It's almost like a good habit, right? For example, before you just make a right every single time. All right, and then you got this message, right? I don't know when you got this message, but you got the message from the divine, from the most wise person ever. You started applying it. You started to believe it. You started to do it. You started to feel it. You started to see it, right? And yes, at the same time, here with the Two of Wands, it's almost like you started to share it with the world. You started to travel around the world to share this, right? And that just accumulated into so much goodness, right? So much fortune. And I'm not just speaking about just finance, which yes, that's a beautiful one, but fortune in satisfaction, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. That's a big one. That led to you, you got to the point where there's no need to compete. There's no need to try to sell you or try to sell. There's no need for a lot of things because you are at a point where you are free. You are independent in every single aspect in your life, and you are loving it. You are only creating more from that, right? So this two of swords, it's almost like I don't even have to worry about it, right? This is speaking to me a connection with the universe, right? It's almost like the universe says, I got you. You will get it, right? You tell yourself, I got it. I will get it. You know what? You get rid of that I will get it. You just say, I got it. I don't even have to see it right now. I don't have to worry about nothing. Even though I can't see it, it reminds me of a phrase that says, I trust in the invisible, right? You know, you trust, and that's it. Gemini, thank you so much for your time, your energy. I hope this helped a little bit. See you next time.